Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another bonus episode of the Double Feature Podcast. We're here once again to
Okay.
shower Danny in all the praise as he has accomplished yet another musical.
Well,
So please welcome my special guest at this time, local theater star, Mr. Clack of the Geek.
you can't say shit. You literally did Don't Rush Enough, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and who else was in that?
Me, but like you're
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, that's what I thought.
you're in Weird
Okay.
Will and I'm not. You're in Weird Will and I'm not. So have
Yeah,
a go.
yeah,
Anyway, let's go. Let's talk about it.
yeah.
What's becoming a regular tradition on the podcast, it seems, for our bonus episodes, talking about the shows that we've done. And this time it is the Great British Bake Off musical. We've kind of talked about this briefly, like in Don't Dress, because it was I started that during the process
Yes.
of Don't Dress. So we've mentioned it a few times, but yeah, we performed it the 18th, 19th, and 20th of June 2026
Yes, and I
at
watched
Little
it on
Theatre
the
Darlington.
15th of June during a dress rehearsal because I could not make it to the
Yeah.
shows. So I
Yeah.
got to watch it.
So you're very much judging this as an audience member here.
Somehow it works.
Um yeah, well, it's like Ultra Cop you didn't see, but like and obviously
No.
Don't Dress you were in it, so it's a bit this kind of, you get to kind of judge it as like an audience member, really.
It was
So
very weird being on the audience side.
yeah.
Like, because, like, obviously, yeah, I've not done theater for a while. I mean, I came to this theater and I was on the stage. So,
Yeah.
it's very weird being in the audience.
No, that's interesting, yeah. But yeah, I guess start off with just like a brief synopsis on what the show is, because that was the main question that everybody, including yourself, had is like, how do you make a musical out of Bake Off? How does that
Yes,
happen?
well, it starts with a caveman named Grug.
We'll get to that in a bit, but just kind of get, I guess, just a bit of context about the show. So it debuted in 2022
Oh, very recent
in
then.
Cheltenham. In Cheltenham, yeah, it's a very recent musical. So it debuted initially, yeah, I think it was Cheltenham it debuted. Um, Yes, that's right, at the Everyman Theatre in July 2022. And then in early 2023, debuted in the West End at a limited run. I think it didn't do very well, like financially, in the West End, but
Hmm.
a lot of amateur groups are now getting to do it, got the license to do it now. In terms of what the actual show is about, obviously it's based on the Great British Bake Off, reality TV show contest where you get, people from all across the country to do these like baking themed competitions, and it's like, who's going to win. The musical is very much a translation of the show as like a sort of version of that. It's very episodic in structure, and it's also very much an ensemble cast of like you've got eight bakers, you've got two judges, and then you've got two presenters. One of which was played by myself, and the other played by Zoe. Playing Jim and Kim, who are the presenters of the show. And I say it's very much like an ensemble piece. You get to explore the sort of through this competition of baking, through these different challenges and technical things they have to sort of to do. You learn a lot about them, why they got into baking, and why it helps them in their lives and whatnot. So it is quite a sweet story in that sort of way, but it's not as it's a bit looser with like the narrative front and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that's kind of a broad overview of what the show is for those who aren't aware.
Yeah, even then, that doesn't quite do justice just how kind of crazy this show actually is.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Like, whatever you go in expecting, it's not. It's
So,
not it's never gonna be
yeah,
100% what you expect. It is such a wild show.
yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, like I said, I went to watch it during a dress rehearsal.
yeah. So you very
Um,
much saw it basically in a completed state,
Pretty
more or
much, just
less.
with a couple of things, just we redid a couple of things, and that was about
Yeah.
it. He stopped and took some notes. I think the band were on the wrong key at some point or something, and they had to do
The
something.
click tracks are a pain sometimes for them.
Yeah, so it was a few technical things. But other than that, it was essentially as close as you're going to get to a full run through that isn't the actual
More or
show.
less, yeah.
But then
Yeah.
obviously I missed out on the environment of everyone in the audience laughing at this,
Mhm.
laughing at that, and
Yeah.
whatever. Obviously, that would have been nice to experience. I couldn't I wasn't there that
And
for
that's
the
that's fair.
show.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would have been there. I actually did book a ticket for Thursday, and then I
Yeah,
realized I had a thing on that weekend. I was like, oh well.
yeah. So
But I was there in
yeah,
spirit
yeah, you
because I
were, but you
couldn't
were still
pass on
there.
my ticket to anyone else, so I was there in spirit.
It was reserved for you. Yeah. Um,
It was like at the end
but
of
no, yeah,
Return of
just
the Jedi when the Force Ghost appears. Yeah,
you just see him in the aisle, just see him in the aisle, just like
yeah.
yeah, and like Ronnie and Billy are there as well. There's like Obi-Wan and Yoda, just like
And
no.
the young Clack of the Geek who started his channels there as well.
Oh Jesus, no, no. That's like little Anakin. That's like little Anakin in
Yeah.
Phantom Menace. God no, God no, no, no. Um, but yeah, so I guess let's take it back because yes, you were there to watch the show, but you were also there at the open day, at the launch night as well. So we can kind of take
Yes.
it back to the beginning.
There were a lot of
Um,
people. A lot of people at that
yeah,
one.
yeah. The musicals and pantos do draw a lot more than like the play because the play was a bit more intimate, like even the launch night. But yeah, to Baker, there's a lot of people. You got to meet a lot of like my folks as well for the first time.
Yes.
And obviously at the launch night, sharing like what sort of the creative vision from the production team. We had Vicky directing. She was the mayor in Ultra Cup, but she was directing this time. And we also had CJ on as MD, our resident MD, and Nina choreographing, but it was also in the show because there isn't loads of choreography in this show. It's not really a dance heavy show, so she was able to be in it, which is awesome.
Yeah, it seems most of the choreography came from the fact that you added like extras as like the ensemble in it that weren't in the script,
Yeah,
from what I
because
heard.
that's the thing actually is that the original show isn't. It's literally just so yes, the eight bakers, the two judges, two presenters, and also there's a child character called Lily. I nearly forgot then. She's the daughter of Ben, who's one of the bakers. But that is all you have in the actual show. So we added a quartet of dancers and a quartet of ensemble members who helped out with like crew and like sort of they served as like the crew of the TV show, but also helped like move set around and whatnot because
I
we had
thought
like
that was
the
really
big
clever
benches and
how
whatnot.
that was baked into it, pun intended.
Ha ha
With the
ha!
way
It's
that
clever man,
you
clever man.
you could have these crew members of the Bake Off changing the scene in the background, and it feels completely natural as if that's what they would
Yeah,
actually be doing. Like those are real characters, even though
yeah,
it's more a way to get around doing a set change without having to get everyone off stage and whatever. It also
yeah.
means you
Because
don't
it's a
have
bit.
moments where do have everyone off stage. You got to wait for the next set. It keeps that flow going.
Yeah,
So the fact that that was
you,
added in and not actually part of the script is really good, actually. That
yeah.
really gave it such a good cohesion and smoothness.
Mhm. It was a very like tech heavy show in terms of like a lot of props.
Mm,
Obviously, there's the eight baking benches which are like on wheels and they fucking head they're
yeah.
big things. They take up a lot of space as well. And at several points, especially when like contestants get eliminated, they have to be rearranged and whatnot.
Mm,
And also like underneath, so it's like so what you see the front, but then behind where the baker will be stood, that it's like all hollowed out so they can get all the props. There's loads of props hidden
lots of cakes.
in those benches. Yeah, lots of cake props, all different things, tea towels, oven gloves, all that sort of stuff is like hidden in there. Um, but yeah, that was an addition for us, and I think it did make it just flow a bit better, and it got more people involved as well. It gives more people
Yeah.
a chance to be in the show as well, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, because I suppose when you
Um,
usually do a musical, you usually have quite a lot of characters, and then this one you've got 13 characters, which is quite, I think, quite small for a musical.
it's the fact that there's no ensemble like written
Yeah.
in. That's the thing. Is that even if you don't get a principal part, is there's usually like room for ensemble to do their thing, and that's not really a case because
Mm,
it is an ensemble musical as is. You know, it's a
yeah.
little bit different,
But yeah, the way
but
you
yeah.
baked in the ensemble as well, where like you had like obviously they were like they had the choreography and whatever, but then they also had moments where like you had like a slow-mo moment and you were using
Oh, you
like
slap it like that,
you were
yeah,
using like the ensemble to like move something in slow motion where it's so that the kind of way you portrayed that so that was quite interesting. You had quite a few creative
yeah,
ways of using the people and it let you do
yeah.
things that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do.
It was quite inventive, and I have to
Yeah.
credit the prod team for that and whatnot. I will say, I think overall, it was a very smooth production, like the process of it. Because I think Ultra Cup and Don't Dress were a bit more chaotic than this was.
Oh, Don't
Obviously,
Dress
you
was
can't really
very
speak for
chaotic.
very chaotic at points and whatnot. This did run quite smoothly, I must say. It was very well structured and whatnot for the most part and whatnot. And we got through a lot quite quickly. And so we weren't able to just like it was like I didn't really have that fear like when we got to show week where I was kind of like, oh, am I going to forget something? And it's like I felt quite comfortable when we got to show week that I kind of knew everything. Whereas like,
That's good.
Even with Don't Dress, obviously there was quite a it was
Yeah.
a bit of a scram like last minute to kind of get everything in
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Even though when we'd gone
We
through
were,
like the lines like the days before and whatever, and we were getting them all right, there was
yeah,
still the worry on the day because there's so many words that you were just gonna end up
yeah.
fumbling on something. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that this was easy because there were definitely challenges, particularly with the
Oh
music.
no,
Some of the
yeah.
music and some of the songs were like really difficult. Like
Oh yeah.
timing wise is the tricky part,
Especially
particularly
when
in
you've
the
got
big
to
like
fit dialogue in the middle of like singing as well.
yeah.
Like you've got to get all that
Fit,
out in time without rushing it.
yeah, so I think that I kind of want to like as a sort of almost like segue into the role
Mm.
that I played in this. So I played Jim, who's one of the presenters of the show, alongside Kim, who very lovely Zoe played, and it's that kind of like Mel and Sue, it's like Noel Fielding, Matt Lucas, that kind of thing. Obviously just like the light-hearted presenter who introduce all the contestants. Sort of they're essentially the glue that holds the show together. They start the show at the very beginning, they're there at the very end, and they're like throughout all different parts, they're just there, sort of supporting all the bakers and whatnot. And it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of silly moments with these two. I mean, obviously from the beginning where like to replicate the kind of skits that they do, you have the in the opening dressed as cavemen. I was dressed as Grug. I could, I was like, I could just because I think yeah, because you were there obviously on the Monday and you were in the audience, and so you obviously saw us all on stage doing like mic checks and whatnot and like on stage, and you just see me come out in this fucking caveman like Fred Flintstone costume, and I just see your face. You're like, what the fuck are you wearing?
Yes, I'd heard rumors of the costume, but it was certainly
Yeah.
glorious to see it live. And then the
And
idea
actually speaking
was
of
just that
costume,
you were this
I have the
oh,
bandana.
you
I've
got
got
the
to keep the band.
bandana.
So I wore this sort of because I couldn't because that's the thing is what basically Zoe sort of put like I'll take this. I'm not wearing the whole thing. Basically for that caveman part, Zoe sort of like put her hair in like a sort of messy bun. But I couldn't do anything with my hair because it was like it was it was too short for me to do anything with it. It wouldn't change. So they were like, "Oh, can you just put this like bandana on?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." Um, yeah, that was a fun number, the opening, and I got to do like my best Robin from Ghosts. He's the caveman in Ghosts. I got to do my best like impression of him. That was a good bit of fun. And on the obviously with the little fireplace prop which Helen made, that was really cool. And then when we lift the cake up, because it's like emerge this fluffy moist creation that was light, and then we lift this like sponge cake up, which is like actual. It wasn't actually cake, obviously. And every time we did that, because it's hidden behind the fire, and then we bring it up, and every night got a laugh. Like always got a laugh, and that was just a great like tone setter
And yeah,
for
to
the
be fair,
piece.
from the audience, I couldn't see it behind the fire.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
good.
see it
I
at
mean,
all
the
because it
stage is,
was well hidden.
I mean, to be fair, the stage is quite like high up
Mm.
anyway, like from the audience perspective anyway, so it's
Yeah, but it was a
kind of
large
works out.
cake.
It was a big, yeah, it was a big boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's like strawberries stuck on top of it, and the amount of times I kept falling off, I had to like pick one up before I had to go off. It was brilliant. Yeah, that was a really fun opening to it, and um, and then obviously we got plenty of other numbers. Obviously, when we go to that Bake Off tent, which is quick costume change, getting that caveman stuff off, and then the Hawaiian shirts
Yeah, I
back
mean, you
on.
must have had more.
That was it.
I thought you had lots of costume changes in Don't Dress for Dinner, but somehow you had even more this
No,
time. There was
this
so
was the
many.
this was a lot. Yeah, so I had there's the caveman look. There's the kind of the main look for me was it was inspired by what they did in the West End because Vicky's vision was quite faithful to the West End, even like down to certain movements. It was quite faithful to what they did in that. And in that, Jim basically has like a Hawaiian shirt on with like a white top underneath it, and like sort of cargo shorts, that kind of thing. And like throughout like each segment, as like the days go on, he'll like change his shirt to show it's a different day and whatnot. And then Zoe as Kim would change her blazer, like different color blazer, like throughout. So there was like three of those looks, and then there was the Bring on the Scone outfit, which is like sort of football referee with the,
Yeah.
which is just like it's just like sticking that sort of shirt over, and then just put like a backwards cap on. It's so stupid, man. Yeah, it's so stupid. That was the audition song they bring on the scone.
Yes, the
Because
scone.
that is the scone, yeah. Because that is the thing about Jim and Kim is that they don't really have a set song to themselves as such. Because obviously you know that from seeing it, they very much are supporting players for other people's songs. So it's like some of the Bakers will have like solo songs, um, but
Mm,
they're just sort of like supporting like almost backup singers. And Bring On the Scone is kind of the closest that they have to a song because it's literally like 1 minute long. And they also share it with Pam and Phil, who are the judges. You know, Phil Hollinghurst is like a Paul Hollywood knockoff, essentially. And like the thing is, Jeff looks so much like him as well when he's got like the when he's put a bit more like white stuff in his hair and like got the shirt on. He does look
yes, it was good
bang on like Paul
casting.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and literally on the first night, literally because he walks on when we introduce him and whatnot. He walks on. He doesn't do anything, and he gets an applause. He just walks on. It was great. It was great working with again because I've obviously Jeff was in it all shook up as well as
Mm.
Jim, and we'd had a couple of duets in that. So that was quite fun to work with him again. Um, he was calling me Jim 2.0 because that was the character he played in that. So I was Jim 2.0, which is quite funny. Um, but yeah, Bring On the Scum was that was the audition song I had to do. It was just like you sing the whole song, more or less. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and that was fun. That was mainly the audition for that. Like it was just for Jim. It's just a character. There's no like subtlety to it. It's just just have some fun. Just be silly. There's a lyric in it where it's like is it scone like Elton John? And I found these Irish like clover glasses, and I was like, and sort of put them on at that moment in the audition. And I was just like, just dicking about. But I think that's what the part requires. It is just a bit of fun, a bit of lighthearted, silliness and whatnot. And so, yeah, that was cool. That was cool to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but what are your like questions for it? Like, what do you want to know?
All right. Okay.
What do you
Question
want to know?
time. Let's go.
What do you want to know? You know,
Tell me everything. Okay.
what do you
So,
want to know?
yeah. What was your favorite scene to perform in the show?
It was a good one. Well, I just say there's a thing I say because a lot of my stuff is very much made of these little, like almost
Mm.
interludes. Bring on the Scum was quite fun, to be fair. That was quite just a good bit of fun, just mucking about. And then Jeff and Sue come on in their scone costumes. It's
Yes.
just like that was a good bit of fun. Although for Sue it was really stressful because it was such a quick change.
Yeah.
They're such cumbersome costumes, but they're so yeah, so they're such cumbersome costumes, and the wing space isn't loads. And then we've got to go back on like immediately after, so it's not a lot of time.
Mm.
We got it, and that was a good one. The finale I did really enjoy, not just because it was the end. Um,
I liked when it ended.
no, no, it's not because of that. No, but like the finale, I do find quite energizing song. Um, it's just a really good upbeat little bit there. That was quite fun. A few little bits. There's one that maybe got me into a little bit of trouble, but I thought was funny. It's the bit before slap it like that. That's another fun one. But it's you know what's coming, don't you? You know what's coming.
Yes.
I've been bollocked for this. I've been bollocked for doing this.
Oh yeah.
So we do a lot of different impressions, like sort of and whatnot. And it's a bit in that because the whole point of stuff like that is that it's a baking technique that Phil learned from Austria or whatever. And me and Kim come on and do like a thick German accent, and I have a line. It's like, "Will we not be cancelled for this cultural appropriation?" And this wasn't in the script, but I did like a full on goose step walk onto stage, like full on John Cleese style. And nobody's been doing that for weeks. Nobody said not to do it. Nobody said, "Oh, maybe Dan, don't do that." Right?
Yeah.
Um, literally nobody had said not to do that. So I just kept doing it. I thought it was funny. It got a laugh, you know.
Uh,
But hey, 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 man. but it was then pointed out, because I'm doing a Frozen at the minute as well, and Rich, our director, who was also the guy who I talked about in a previous episode about the I Swear video.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's that guy. He's directing Frozen. And he
Oh,
came to watch
okay.
Bake Off. Yeah, a lot of a fair few people came to support it. But at the Frozen rehearsal the next day after the last show, we were just talking, and he asked me, "Okay, Dan, why were you being a fascist?" He was like, "Was that in the script?" And I was like, "Yeah, those lines were." And then I realized what he meant. I was like, "Oh yeah, I added that in." And I'm like, nobody said not to do it. It's like I've been doing.
uh,
If it was something that I just did on the day, then okay, fair enough. But I've been doing that for like 2, 3 weeks, you know. So yeah,
it's funny.
yeah.
Um,
Hey, comedians should be able to do their own jokes and whatnot. But that's the whole.
yes,
The whole
yeah.
joke is that it is meant to be cultural appropriation. It is meant to be these like, you know, high class people taking the piss out of other cultures. It's like that's the joke, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
Every line will be
that
crossed.
this is like scary. But the thing is, I don't make a deal about it. I just cross that line.
Okay,
I think yeah. So
tell me about the high note.
oh yes, okay,
Yeah,
this
you
is great.
know the one.
So even though it's not like there aren't many like sort of solo bits. There's obviously a fair few little bits, and there's because he's technically a tenor, but I can get away with it as baritone. It's not like proper tenory, except for there's one high note in the semi-final song. I'm not doing it now. If I did it, the microphone wouldn't pick it up because
It
it never
probably
picks up
wouldn't.
any high. It doesn't pick up like high frequency shit anyway. But yeah, there's one bit where it's very over dramatic. So the lyric is like, "If you fail this challenge, you will die," and imagine that, but an octave up. You know, I had to do that. I was like, you have to proper hold it, and you were surprised. You were really surprised at that, weren't you?
Yeah, I did not know you were able to hit that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have to go into head voice for that. Um, but that's the thing. I think just like practicing. I think just like listening to Frankie Valli all these years and just like practicing strong head voice,
Yeah.
and like the falsetto. Um, but that was always a bit that I was worried about because it's like you've got to really. That's it. It's not just how high the note is, it's how long I have to hold the note for as well. Um, so that was that was like the most challenging bit musically. But I did it and I was proud of it. Although I did on one of I don't think it was the one you were at. I think it might have been a run before the week before. I tried doing an I tried doing an octave even higher, and it just didn't work. I was like, okay, you're being a bit overconfident here. Just like stick to what's written.
Yeah.
It works fine as it is. But I was really proud that I was able to like maintain that, and just like it's just about looking after your voice. Hot water and honey, that does it. The amount of times that people like will see me just gulping down a fucking load of honey is just ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, the other thing I want to bring up
yeah,
is you messaged me the day before your first show, while I was away.
yeah.
You told me that you had a formal
Oh,
show stop on your rehearsal in front of
yes,
invited audience. And you said you weren't gonna
yes,
tell me until the podcast. Tell me the story.
yes. I was gonna. So obviously, if you go back to the Don't Dress episode, we mentioned about the show stop, which Vicky, our stage manager, warned us about. And obviously, we had the same talk with Bake Off as well. It's just like standard procedure for like safety and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, like the show stop it'll tend to be if like just something's not working. And in this case, it was to do with the audio, like the amps weren't working and the band just couldn't hear the click track. And it was just so we did the opening and we did Bake Off tent. And it just wasn't working. Like I think the audience just couldn't really hear properly. So it was like formal show stop, and yeah, formal show stop at that point. What's ironic though is that at the end of Bake Off 10, I have a line that it's like, "Sorry guys, technical difficulties. We've got to do it all again." Right? If you remember that I had that
Yes.
line. And so what happens is that Vicky decides, okay, we're gonna go from the top of the show. So do the opening again. I have to get back into the caveman outfit, do that again,
Yeah.
and then we do Bake Off tent again, and then this is like a golden opportunity because it's like I get to we've just now reached the point that we got to, and I go to and I really play into this, lean into the audience to this. It's like, sorry guys, technical difficulties. We're gonna have to do all that again. And it's like just it couldn't have been timed better. Yeah, and then it's like we carry on with the show, and I did a little ad lib of like second time's the charm. Welcome back. Just you know,
That was like your
but
bright
that's the kind of
idea
thing.
of the show this time. Yeah.
It kind of was it was a brat, yeah. But it's just playing into that, and there were a couple of audience members who thought that was just part of the bit, you know. So it works, and that's the, if you can even like moments where things do go wrong, if you can make it work, um, and that's the thing as the kind of presenter role, it lends itself to me where I can kind of lean into that a bit and be kind of like, yeah, this happened, but we're doing it, you know. So yeah, I wanted to save that for this because I thought I was just like that was just it could as I, it couldn't have been timed better, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really fun.
Wow. Additionally, I think the last main other question I've got is about the ending. So when you get to the
Oh
end, yeah,
yes,
when you
yeah,
get to the end of the show, there's obviously three cooks in the final, and
yeah.
your show doesn't actually say who won.
It ends on a cliffhanger.
It does, and there's no follow-up. Uh,
Hey, you can always make a sequel if you want to.
Great British Bake Off
Right,
2, the rebaconing,
the reheat.
flour rising.
Jesus, man. But yeah, so it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. So you've got the three finalists. You've got Hassan, you've got Ben, and Gemma. And Ben and Gemma, I know I said it's more of an ensemble show. They very much serve as the de facto leading characters of the show. You know,
Yeah,
essentially, they have kind of the most sort of growth. They end up sort of becoming a because the whole thing is like Gemma, she's a carer. She doesn't really have a lot going for her in life and doesn't really believe in herself. And then Ben, he's also a character I actually auditioned for, which I'll go into in a little
mm,
bit. Um, yeah, Ben, he's a police officer. He has his daughter Lily as well. They have a lovely like duet as well. But it's his wife's passed away, and so he's trying to sort of cope and just trying to get through and like support his daughter. And these two find each other and they, start a romance. And that is kind of like the emotional core of the story and whatnot. Um, and that's what drives a lot of it. It is very much Gemma's. I'd say Gemma is the lead, I would say. Like she gets the final solo song before the finale at the end as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of alluded to that Gemma would win. I think you kind of assume that she wins. Although you said I think you thought Hassan should have won.
Yeah, my
Is
theory
that
was
right?
that Hassan won because he stands the most to gain from the win, whereas the other two found each other, so really they already won.
Yeah, that's true.
That
They
was
won the
that was my
hearts
my made up
theory.
ending. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
hey,
just a
that's just a
theory.
theory. God, I miss Matt Pat. I
A
really do.
fake theory.
God damn it.
Uh,
But about the Ben audition, yeah, because I say I auditioned for Jim as well. That was kind of the role that I was kind of, confident with to kind of just go for. It was very much in my wheelhouse of that kind of humor, that sort of like presenter thing that I've done in shows before. Like think like Grease, think of Hairspray. I've done that kind of stuff sort of before. But Ben was a character that I knew I wasn't going to get because as I say, he's meant to be like a dad in his 30s, 40s. He's got like a 9-year-old daughter, and it'd be weird me as a 19-year-old playing that. It just wouldn't work. And I knew even though we kind of made the point in Don't Dress that obviously age doesn't matter, and it doesn't inherently, but that was a case where it just like
yeah, maybe when
it
you
just
have a
wouldn't.
child character as well, maybe age matters a bit
It
more.
just doesn't. It just doesn't. It don't really work. But the
Yeah.
reason I went for it, it's because of his song. It's probably my favorite song of the whole show. It's called "My Dad."
Oh
It's a duet
yeah.
between Ben and Lily, and I remember when I first started listening to that, it really got to me, and I think it was at the time when and I haven't really talked about this, but earlier this year, my dog I process going somewhere. My dog had a bit of an accident where she couldn't use her back legs, and there was a very real. This is like January, so just before Bake Off was starting. Yeah, it was like January, so there was a very real possibility that we could have lost her, and luckily she's all right now, and she's getting better, and she can walk again. But there was a time earlier this year where it was like you kind of have to face her mortality of like the possibility that you know she might not be there and that she you might lose her. And I remember at the time like there were a lot of days where I was getting up about like 6 o'clock in the morning just to sort of make sure she was downstairs and look after her whilst my parents went to work in the morning and dropped each other off and whatnot. Um, and obviously, like the stuff that I did is nothing compared to what they had to do and like looking after her. But it's still something that like stuck with me. And then when we heard that song that Ben and Lily have, obviously the stuff with Ben losing his wife, you know, and doing everything he can to look after his daughter, that sort of thing of like facing a loved one's mortality. I think that I really resonate with that, and I just wanted a chance to express that in song, in a way. As I say, even though I knew I wouldn't get the part just logistically, I just wanted to go for it, just purely for that reason alone, because that song really did strike a chord with me at that time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what I say about the show. Is that there is a lot of heart. "Grow" is another one that Francesca sings, Nina's character.
Yes.
That's another one that was a very emotional song for a lot of people because it's about Francesca. She's a school teacher, but she's trying to have a child but can't, and she's trying to like have like go through like IVF and whatnot. Um, Especially for a lot of the women, it's something that obviously a lot of women go through. It's a really difficult thing, and to have that in song again, that's a really beautiful song. That's a really beautiful song, and Nina did it fantastically. Um, But yeah, that's what I mean. Is that there is a lot of heart with the show, a lot of humor as well. A lot of the other characters do provide some good humor. Like Russell, he always had some good little moments. But yeah, that's something. There's a lot of heart to the show, and that's and it was a really fun, earnest, silly little show, and yeah, I enjoyed doing it.
Ah, that's good. I enjoyed watching it. Like I said to you
Mhm.
before, I probably wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for the fact you were in it. But I figured
Mhm.
I'd come along, and I did enjoy it.
Fair.
Yeah, it was a good show to experience. But another one to our collection. I'll have to make a playlist
Yeah.
at some point on YouTube. It's just the theater collection of
Yeah.
bonus episodes.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That could be a good one.
Yeah.
Um.
But no,
But yeah,
I
this is a good.
considered taking part in this back when we did the open day because
Mhm.
it was so early into the Don't Dress for Dinner stuff. It's a long time to do
Mhm.
two shows. Not just
It was, and I
logistically and cost wise for me leaving half an hour from the theater and having to go there 4 days a week if I'd done both shows,
yeah.
but also just the fact that I was only just coming back to theater, learning all the lines for Don't Dress was hard enough. Learning this as well.
Yeah.
No, but if I'd
Yeah, I
done it,
would.
I would have auditioned for Jim if I'd been there. But it was
Yeah,
way too much. So pass
yeah. I
on
mean, I,
this
I
one.
would have. Yeah, but maybe the next one. I mean, they've announced the new slate of shows
They have.
for the 2027 a lot, which
Yeah.
is quite exciting.
Annoyingly, one that
With
plays next year sounds really interesting to me, but it's on my birthday again.
goddamn it,
Like, why is it always on the 8th and 9th? Why is it always on the 9th of October, man? I don't want to I don't want to lose my birthday 2 years in a row.
who knows?
I don't know. I might do it. I'll have to go to the
Yep.
open day because it seemed fun.
Yeah, I think Neil's directing it as well.
Yeah,
Who
Neil's
did Don't
directing
Dress?
it, and so obviously, yeah, he knows what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Bit of an easier one
Um.
to go into.
Yeah, but yeah. But with Bake Off though, it's as I say, like do because I was obviously doing this alongside Don't Dress. It was like 4 consecutive days a
Mm,
week because like Monday and Wednesday for Don't Dress, Tuesday and Thursday for Bake Off. It was a lot.
yeah,
And arguably, was it wise to take on two at once? Probably not. But I did it anyway. It's like and that's the thing. It's like you don't know until you've done it.
yeah,
And that's kind of life's too short to think about like what ifs.
yeah.
Just go and do it. And yeah, as I say, it's a lot, but in the end, it's worth it.
Now, obviously, you got Frozen on as well.
Yeah, and also as well, I guess we can talk about like the kind of that's always the end question is like what's next is that so Frozen I have talked about, but also we do have before that a sneaky little addition, Voices of a Generation. So this is a concert we're doing at Darlington as well, at the 5th of September. It's one night only as well on a Saturday, and we also do like concerts throughout the the year as well, like little mini events, like fundraising events. So this concert, it sort of takes you some on a musical journey, like from the 1950s, like musical, particularly musical theatre songs, all throughout the decades until the modern day and whatnot. We've just started rehearsal on that, so that's gonna be exciting. I've got a few. There's a few quite exciting numbers that I'll be partaking in, which some of them you'll definitely know, some of them you might not know, but cool to hear. Um, and then obviously for yourself, you have been cast in The Weird Will of Willie Williams. Let's brief congratulations on that.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Yes, it's been an interesting one. I've done one rehearsal so far. Simon, the director, he thinks we've got a good cast for it, so hopefully we'll be able to live up to set expectation. Um, my problem was that on the audition on Wednesday, on the rehearsal on Wednesday, my voice was still really messed up from the
Yeah.
concerts. So I haven't
I
really
mean, at
landed
least you don't
on
have to
where I'm.
sing. At least you don't have to
Yeah,
sing.
luckily. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one.
Yeah.
It is such a twisty turny play. Like, I
Oh yeah,
really
yeah. I
can't
mean,
say much because you
I
know.
mean, I was there at the open day. If you thought Don't Dress was a bloody minefield, then this is, they got another thing coming here. You
Yes,
know,
yes, where there's a will.
the weird Will of Willy's Wonderland.
Oh my God.
I'm going to make that joke, And then obviously, as you mentioned, a few weeks after that is Frozen for myself with
Yes.
Tadlock, not actually it's in the program. Yeah, it's in the program with the
Oh. Oh
adverts. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Frozen. So with Tadlock. So I'll be playing Kristoff in that, which we're a good bit into that. We've done a fair few of the
Mm.
big numbers and whatnot. Yeah, I'm really excited to do that, and that will be my last show for the time being because I do need a rest. To be fair,
Yeah.
because I say yeah, because it's been quite a lot, and ultimately having that time away to miss it will be good,
Mm.
because there's only so much you can keep going on like non-stop before it's like you're fucking burnt out, you know.
Yeah.
And also as well with university final year that kind of need to take precedent as well. So yeah, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Don't you worry.
We got
I mean, I got
ourselves a
you
little
out. I mean,
Terminator over here.
I'll be back. I mean, I got you out of retirement. I can't just ditch you now.
Yeah, please
You
don't.
know,
We have to do
I'm
another
not
show
going. No.
together at some point.
Gotcha. Absolutely, yeah. The Return of Jack and Giant. The
Oh
Panther.
man.
Let's do that. Anyway, that's it for Bake Off. So hope you
That's
enjoyed
it for
it.
Bake
If you
Off,
can
yeah.
watch it, thank you very much. To all the cast and crew, thank you. I love you guys. And yeah, and just
Yeah.
thank you for watching these theater episodes. I always enjoy talking about this, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to share this stuff for Weird Will, for Frozen, for the concert, and whatever comes next.
Yes. Great
And
job,
until then,
everyone who worked on it. Great job, gang. Thanks for watching, everyone else, and we'll see you in the next one.
ciao.